So, a very warm welcome back yet again. And we're going on a very interesting journey today through the chakras. Lots of people love this on the teacher's training. They go, wow, Jen, this is so much that we didn't even know about ourselves. And it's so interesting to learn and actually relate back to maybe emotions that we're holding in the parts of the body that we're having difficulties with. And it just gives us a whole new understanding of ourselves and where we're coming from. It's great to know also that we can work with our emotions, and we're going to be looking at a couple of different things that you can use to help with that. But first of all, before we go into that, I want to say a very big thank you for showing up. Very big thank you for being here and for the determination, the willpower to continue with your journey of healing mind, body, and emotions. You'll be so glad that you've taken this journey. As I said, only we know when we're going through certain emotional issues, but to know what to do with them is a very beautiful thing. So it's always very exciting to learn just a little bit more about ourselves. And let's go into the chakras. So chakra is a Sanskrit word for wheel or vortex. You can simply see it as a ball of light in a specific color, which I'm going to take you through the different colors in a moment. It is the home or the energy center where your energies reside, different energies in different parts of your body. They are not visible, you cannot see them, but the energy is located in certain areas. And if you are holding a tension or an unbalanced emotion in a specific area, it stops the vital energy flowing through your body and can have an impact on the physical body. Again, it's not a medical issue. It has to do if you are having things that are coming from stress or from emotion-related things, that is the side that it's going to affect. So in the little book today, I'm going to be going through is a book that I wrote, Yoga Nidra and the Energy and the Ancient Secrets of Life. And because there's so many parts and colors and everything to remember, if you'd like to get that book, it is available. But this video has everything in. If it's not accessible to you, more than welcome to keep coming back to the videos. So we said that it's a ball of light, and we said that it takes in and dispenses energy. These emotional centers, depending where they're vibrating at, affect us mentally, emotionally, and physically. So it's on a multi-dimensional being, not just on the physical body or just on the emotions. It's on different areas. It's a flow of energy that moves through the body, and the faster that it is spinning, the more balanced and healthy it is. It starts from the center and spirals outward, okay? And as we said, it takes in and dispenses energy. It relates to different things. Firstly, to specific areas of our life. Secondly, specific emotions. And thirdly, specific parts of the body. And we're going to be looking into all of that to see how we can get them flowing freely and techniques that we can use to bring them back into balance. Now, we could be in balance and very happy, and then all of a sudden, we can go out of balance in a specific chakra. And that would come from a traumatic event that happens, of somebody that does or says something to us, or something that we go through that can change our emotions. The beautiful thing about this is that you now have the techniques of and the knowledge of where it's coming from and how to bring it back into balance. And if you're doing the practice every single day, only you know what you're feeling, what emotions you're feeling, what you're going through. You'll be able to relate back to this, bring the techniques, and be able to balance yourself. Balancing the chakras and working with the chakras is very important in maintaining brilliant health, mentally, emotionally, and physically. But also, it helps us to stop getting stuck in repetitive habits. The repetitive habits come from emotions that we're carrying. So let's hop in and have a look at the first chakra. The first chakra is called Muladhara chakra. In English, it translates to root or base chakra. It's situated at the base of the spine, okay? In the physical body, it relates to the adrenal glands, the large intestines, the feet, the leg, and the bones. Okay? If there's a medical condition in this area, it's likely that there is a blockage of energy if it's not a specific physical illness and it's coming from an emotion. There's a blockage in this area and to the center. And the area of our life that it relates to is survival, stability, security, and grounding. So if we're having issues where we're worried about survival, or we're feeling a little bit unstable in the world, or if we're feeling insecure, and grounding, meaning maybe feeling like we don't fit into this world, that we don't belong, we feel alienated and alone. Now, these are quite powerful emotions that need to be kept balanced, especially in the world that we're going through at the moment with all the happenings in the world, which could take us to a space of feeling like, are we going to survive? That makes us feel unstable, insecure, all those kind of things. And the great thing is to know that we can actually bring it into balance. And this is something beautiful that you discover for yourself about yourself. I remember years ago, I would go through, many years ago, before I started yoga, in the traffic, I used to go through road rage, and I used to get so angry with motorists that were driving badly. As I began the practice, I started noticing that those emotions just disappeared, and patience started coming through. And I could sit in a traffic jam, or I could sit at a traffic light and just give gratitude for the moment that I've been given to breathe, to use the techniques to help me through this. And this is the great thing about it, is being able to see the change happening in yourself. And you surely will. While we're living in those moments of fearfulness and everything else, it doesn't seem possible that we'll be able to move beyond it. But it will surprise you when you see your reactions as you're working and balancing those chakras, that they simply just don't bother you anymore. You live in a state of contentment, regardless of what's going on in the world around you. And this is a very important thing that we need to learn with ourselves, especially with all the happenings in the world at the moment. So having a look at when we face these challenges, the imbalances that can occur, that can happen or manifest in emotions would be emotions of insecurity, self-centeredness, instability, self-indulgence, grief, and depression. Now, we have to be very honest with ourselves when we're looking at these areas of our life. Sometimes we don't see that we're self-centered. Sometimes we don't see that we are going through self-indulgence. It's a part to pamper ourselves from the pain we're going through. So we have to look at ourselves very, very honestly. These emotions reveal themselves in the physical body if it is psychosomatic disorders, will come up as things like obesity, hemorrhoids, constipation, arthritis, sciatica, anemia, and prostate problems. Often people that suffer from these conditions also complain about lower back pain. And let me tell you, there are a lot of people with lower back pain. I don't only think in South Africa alone anymore, but everywhere in the world, because we're going through crime, we're going through hijackings, we're going through robberies, we're going through all those kind of things that may rock us a little bit. And it's important to understand these things so that we can be doing things to help balance those emotions. As I said, it has to do with the lower back. Some people say they have lower back issues. And please remember that lower back issues could also be related to your second chakra, which we'll go through. That is your sacral chakra. And you have to look back to the emotions and the physical parts of the body it's related to. But in this case, because the two of them are so close, it could be either the sacral or the base chakra. You'd look back to the emotions to see which chakra it is. Maybe it's both, okay? Now, the things that we can do to help to balance this, the first one is the color red. The vibration of the color is related to this chakra. It brings balance, it feeds those feelings, okay, and calms those feelings. So it's the vibration of the color, not actually the color. And the food that feeds it would be the color red. So what we would do is we would eat food and fruit of the color red. Now, in the physical body, there's specific foods that you would eat to keep the physical body healthy. Here, food is only used for the vibration of the color. So you would eat food and fruits in the color of red, okay? What you can also do is wear the color red. You have it in your surroundings. The vibration is going into your energy field. You can have your decor in your office or your room or your space at home in the color red, just to give you the extra vibration in that. And what you can also do is you can get a red glass bottle, fill it up with water, take it out, leave it in the sun for 20 minutes. The sunlight will reflect the vibration of the color into the water, and you can drink it in. Another beautiful thing that you can do is pop off to a crystal shop. At the crystal shop, we know that crystals have higher vibrations, and there are specific crystals that are for the base chakra. Now, the nice thing about that is that the color of the crystal is red for the base chakra. The vibration that the crystal is vibrating at is for survival, security, feeling safe and secure. So you would take that and put that into a glass bottle, and the vibration of the color and the crystal would go into the water, and you would drink that in, taking the vibration into your energy field. It's quite a fun thing that we have here at the retreat. We all go off on the weekend on excursions, and we go to the crystal shop. Everybody gets their little pouch with all their crystals for their chakras in it. And we come back and they put them out in the sunlight to charge them and to cleanse them. And we come to the dinner table in the evening and they're sitting with a bottle with all the chakra crystals in. And my husband says, wow, do you need that much work? So it's just a little joke that we have between ourselves. So yeah, it's these all these fascinating things that we can be using. The next thing that we'll be looking at is we can also be doing the exercises, the asanas. Some of them would be crow posture, chair posture, rock and roll posture, plow posture, all these different exercises that you can do for the physical body part. We can also be doing breath techniques for it, and we're going to go through the different kinds of breath techniques. And besides bringing in extra vital energy, the breath techniques that work on specific emotions. We can also be doing the meditations for them, holding the color red in our mind, feeling the position while holding the color red, or seeing the color red in that position. Remember, it's the imagination, the vibration of the color that feeds the imagination and the energy body. Sorry about that. Our dogs went off and it went way over my voice. Okay, so we were talking about the having it in your surroundings. A lot of people have got into color therapy, and they're noticing that color actually does work. If you go to a restaurant, a lot of them have red leather chairs. They also have red tablecloths. Red is very energetic, so it gets you up and going, it gets you excited, you're enjoying yourself, so you want to stay longer. Now remember that if you are using the color red, to please bring in a little bit of blue or green, because it's very energetic and you'll be bouncing off the walls if you're just wearing the red. So just have a little bit of blue or green to neutralize the red. All the other colors are fine, they don't need neutralizing brought in, but just the color green or red. Other things that people are doing is you've got dress coordinators that are doing outfits for work, where it'll be a couple of jackets, a couple of pants, a couple of skirts, different blouses, bringing them all in different colors. Now, if you're going into a meeting and you want to get people stimulated in the meeting, what you will be doing is you would wear a red suit and go into that meeting to get everybody involved and excited about the subject that you're talking about. You know, these are all things, they are subliminal messages that have been used all around us. So it's not only things that we're watching and everything. There's other things happening like subliminal messaging, and these are techniques that you use. But when we know them, we can use them for balancing our mind and emotions. So let's come back to the other things that we can use. Another one is the vibration of word. The specific word that works for this chakra is lam. Now you'll see in each chakra they have a specific word. Most of them end in am. So it's more the first letter of the word that's helping with the vibration. And you put your pronunciation a little bit harsher on that one. It would be lam, 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 okay? And then again, also another vibration is music. The musical note related to that chakra is C. So if you're listening to music in the C note, or if you're bringing together the word lam, singing it in the musical note C, you can just push on a keyboard the musical note C over and over again, record it, and then chant lam, lam for a few minutes a day just to bring that into balance. We're going to be going into even more vibration things that you can be using. So I think you'll find this very exciting to learn these things about yourself and some of the things that's been in your surroundings that you weren't aware what they were doing. Okay, so then we have our checklist, and this takes us through different questions that we can ask to see if this chakra is imbalanced or not. Now, please remember that if some of them are not there, that's perfect. It doesn't have to be one or two here, and that doesn't mean that there is an imbalance. But if a lot of them are, then we know that there is possibility of imbalance. Please also remember, if you see an imbalance coming up, don't get upset. Don't say, oh, my chakras are out, or all of them are out, and get upset. I had a lady here that we went through the chakras, and I checked her chakras, and just about all of them were out, and she just burst into tears and said, I'm a mess. And I said to her, no, sweetheart, what you have to understand, it's great that we can know that, because now we know how we can address it. So let's shift our emotions to gratitude and happiness that we can actually do something about it. So as I go through these questions, please don't think, oh my heavens, I'm a mess, everything's wrong. It's in becoming aware of them that we can do something about it. If we're not aware of the techniques, if we're not aware of the emotions that we're carrying, we cannot do something about it. So here's your checklist that you will ask yourself. Do you have survival issues? Are you worried about your survival? Do you feel stable and secure in the world? There's a lot of people not feeling that at the moment. And it doesn't mean that they're bad or that they're wrong or anything's incorrect with them. All it means is what we're going through. We want to come back to bringing our emotions still so that we can live in the world regardless of what's going on around us. Do you feel connected to the planet, or do you feel alienated? Okay, that is the grounding part. Some of us, I know when I was going through depression, I just felt like I didn't even belong in this world. I didn't even belong to the planet, okay? Have you had physical body issues such as major illnesses, surgeries, or been abused? All these things have been stored in the subconscious mind and they keep repeating themselves. So we want to have a look at those so that we can start working with them. Do you have a strong immune system? It has to do quite a lot with the physical body, our appearance, and how we take care of our space. Are you your ideal weight for your height? Do you neglect your personal space or body? Do you have energy? Can you remain present in the moment whilst performing daily routines? Now, this is something that is more of a program thing. So if you have got it can be coming from programming. Most people are not focused in or able to be present in the moment because we're taught to multitask, all right, and to be everywhere all at once. They don't know the practice of mindfulness. So it comes more from not being able to be present in the moment because we've been programmed otherwise. And they're saying, whilst performing daily duties, if you think about it, I've had it before where I'm driving along and suddenly I get to the destination. I think, did I go through that robot? I don't even remember if it was red or green. Sorry, traffic lights. I have to remember that we're talking international again. And so these are things that have come from programming. So don't be too harsh on yourself with it. Hold a loving space, and know that you can work with it. The next is, can you remain focused in one pointed awareness, or are you anxious? I think there's a lot of anxiety, and that's why we're dealing with this. And it's great to know that we can do something about it. Do you have phobias above the norm? Do you resist change? And again, this is another programming. We're told to stay in the same job for security, for stability. We're told not to change our home residence too much. We're told to stay, not to embrace change, but life is about change. So we want to get to a space where we're quite comfortable with change and moving with the times. I hope that this has helped you somewhat. And yeah, I'll see you back next week for our next chakra. Have a beautiful week, sending so much love.